Hello, and welcome to the June episode of Let's Talk Oregon. I'm your host, Mike Ducett, and today's show we have two fabulous guests for each segment. In our first segment, we're going to be talking with Randy Glysch about the Oregon art scene here in this little village of ours. And in the next segment, we'll be speaking with Liane Rhodes from the Village of Oregon about some summer events that are coming your way. Randy, welcome back to the show.
Thanks.
You're a repeat guest now, I think maybe 2 or 3 times at this point, but it's always a pleasure to sit down and talk with you. So today's, as I talked about in our intro, we're going to be talking about the art scene here in the Village of Oregon. And I know that just last weekend was the big art fair downtown. And so would you like to kind of recap how that went? This was the 3rd annual
This is our
art fair.
Third one. And it takes about a year, believe it or not, to sort of plan these sorts of events. And so luckily we had good weather, and we this year we increased the number of artists by 10, so we had 35 artists, and they're juried artists. And people don't know what juried is they have to apply to be part of the Oregon Art Fair, and then the committee looks at their slides. They have to send in slides of their work too, and we decide whether or not to include them in the art fair. So the art is really good quality every year. And so we had 28 sponsors this year for this one, and we had tons of people, which was great. The weather was great, tons of people. The artists are happy when we get a lot of people because they do well.
Right. And when you say sponsorship, how does one sponsor this event, or do these companies in town kind of
they do.
That,
so we'll ask them if they want to be a sponsor. They might give us the $500. They might give us $100. Sometimes they give us in-kind things like examples. Ticey printed the art fair maps and things like that. So it varies. Yeah. We even got donated as far as Stoughton too. So. But we appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a nice community partnership there. So, Randy, you're an artist yourself, right?
I am. I'm a stained glass maker.
So, kind of tell us how that has played a role in your involvement on the Public Art Committee as well.
Sure. I think those early conversations about bringing more art, and I had talked to a lot of other artists wanting that to happen. And so I think that's been a big push for me. I actually donated a piece of my art that's actually currently now at the Art Center. Okay. It's a panel, stained glass panel, donated, so the village owns that, and it moves around a little bit too. So that kind of has inspired me, and for me, and I was even doing art even before I came here today. I just like it. It's it's kind of a release for me. I've always been interested in art, even as a kid, and I like stained glass. I like color. I like movement. So that's kind of where my passion has been.
Well, stained glass work is beautiful, and that's a great medium to really explore all those different colors and shapes and sizes. Yeah. My wife's getting into it actually as well, and has started kind of taking over my garage.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's what marriage is all about, supporting each other.
That's a process too. I've started garden sculptures outside.
Oh, nice.
For outside, so it's fun.
So the Public Art Committee, which you are on, correct, has been active for some time now. Is that 2 or 3 years?
3 years.
3 years?
3 years.
So can you kind of explain the process of how this committee started, and how has that work continued to grow, and what effects have we seen in the community?
Yeah, so the way the whole thing started was I had some early on, even before COVID, conversations with other artists, and everybody sort of had the same idea. We need to bring more public art and art to the village. We knew that people had shows in the Firefly and various other places. And so I wrote a grant during COVID, a $100,000 tourism grant that we got that enabled us to sort of explore this idea of bringing sculptures to the village. And Eau Claire has been doing this for a long time. They do 80 sculptures a year. Wow. Yeah. So we partnered with them. Our first year we started with 5 sculptures, and in the last 2 years we've done 8 sculptures. Okay. And then in addition to that, we sort of reached out. One of our big mission is to really focus on local artists. Sure. So we want local art, and so we've done that. So in addition to the Eau Claire sculptures, and this will be our last year working with them. We'll be on our own next year.
Okay.
We have also included local art as well. So it seemed like a natural fit to with the sculptures and I think there had been an art fair many years ago, and so we did the first one, and we do it in Waterman Park, and sometimes people say, well, are you going to get bigger and bigger and move it out? But I have to say that a lot of people like that small venue. It's kind of cozy and intimate, and the artists like that. So that's kind of how it started. And so this year has been our biggest, our biggest art fair,
so
and sculptures.
Growing better and bigger
so we have
each
26 pieces of art now.
Wow.
So the Eau Claire ones, they rotate out every year. We basically have artists loan us their piece of art, and we do the same thing with the local artists. So we will continue that on our own next year.
All right.
And hopefully continue to.
So this is something that's going to keep going.
Well, we hope so. We hope
as
so.
long as we hope.
Yeah,
Right?
with the
Okay,
sponsorships that enables us to sort of put on the art fair at a nominal cost.
Yeah. Well, I definitely do enjoy the sculptures myself. They're eye-catching and
and we have a map.
We
have a map, and people can download that. It's OregonWIArtWalk.com, and you can download the PDF.
Yeah.
And we do see people go. There's about 10 of them downtown, but they are scattered throughout the village.
That's great. So make that part of your summer plans. If you got kids, get that art map and walk around and find them all. I think that would be a really joyful activity for a Sunday afternoon. Maybe not as hot as it's been here, but so. In what ways are you still on this committee trying to expand this work? So how can someone in the community that says, I'm watching this right now, and they say, hey, this sounds really cool to me, I want to get involved. How does the Oregon community kind of contribute to this work?
The best way is to donate to us, because all of the sculptures, no public money is used for any of the sculptures. So the best way is to donate to the public art. And we're part of the village. We're a committee of the village, is to donate to the Public Art Committee, and that enables us to get even more sculptures every year and to keep it going.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what kind of led into my next question. Often I see online, if something is posted about these public sculptures, invariably someone will comment, obviously with good intentions, like, who's paying for this, right? Who's paying for this? And you just said,
taxpayers
for all, it's not taxpayer funded.
Taxpayer has never paid for any of the sculptures at all. It is a partnership, obviously. It's a village project, so I mean, sometimes we hear, why is Public Works helping? Well, it's a village project, and they're one of our partners, and we on the committee, we don't know how to weld. So they help us because we weld everything in place just to make sure that it's safe and things. So
don't want those walking away.
We don't want to, and luckily we haven't had any issues.
Yeah, that's great. So in terms of other events happening in the area, we have the 14th South Artist Building, correct, in downtown as well.
Right.
What other kind of local things that are happening in this art scene that our viewers should kind of begin to think about or check out?
There's other, there'll be other art fairs. Paoli is going to have theirs. I'm trying to think. The Agora Art Fair, I think, is maybe in August or so. So, but I'll tell you, it's just good to see, and we get a lot of really positive for people. They like seeing the art, because that was the whole purpose of us writing the grant. It was a tourism grant. Our goal is to sort of bring visitors to visit the village, have coffee, have dinner, see the sculptures, see what we have to offer. And I think it gives a kind of a sense of place, kind of uniqueness to the village. So we'll try to sort of continue to do that. Yeah.
Well, I think these efforts are great, and I enjoy seeing these sculptures around town. I particularly enjoy how they do rotate. So if there's one out there you particularly don't like, you just got to wait a little while.
Just got to wait a year, and a new one will come.
You do like, make sure you take a picture of it, because it will be maybe on its way out.
So we have expanded a little bit. We after the first year, we started wrapping some of the utility boxes. So you'll see, I think there's 5 or 6 of them that are wrapped. This year was our first mural. One of our committee members did a baseball mural, and we just had that installed about 2 weeks ago at Kaiser Park.
Great.
So that's something that we want to sort of expand as well, the mural, and to bring in the history, because Oregon has got a rich history, and so there's lots of murals that could be show our history of the village.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Randy, thank you for kind of coming around and talking with us again on this beautiful day, and thank you for your work, all that you've done for this village, not only as village president in the past, but now working on this public art committee, and kind of really a man who kind of lives those values of community here in Oregon, and it's always a pleasure to have you on the show and to talk about your next project.
Well,
so thanks for being here today.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, and as we head to the break, we'll catch you when we come back.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/act now.
Hello, give me Duffy.
Hey, Walter.
What?
Can I call the mayor a bird of prey?
Call him anything you like.
How about the time he had his house painted by the fire department?
Give him the word.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Duffy. Get set. We got the biggest story in years.
If you're my father, if you love me, you'll shoot him.
Well, I'm your father, and I sure love you. So,
Hey! He dies.
if he dies, he'll be the first man ever killed with a blank cartridge.
Clever fellow. Almost missed me.
You're blocking my view.
Oh. Which view would you prefer?
The one you're blocking. It's my last chance. I'm flying back to Paris this afternoon. What's your name?
Peter Joshua.
Oh, mine's Regina Lampert.
Is there Mr. Lampert?
Yes.
Good for you.
No, it isn't. I'm getting a divorce.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is vaping? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes. Look at that. You didn't even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you got to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
watching OCA.
Thanks for watching OCA.
Thanks for watching OCA.
Hello and welcome back from the break. I'm now here with Liane Rhodes, the Recreation Programming Director for the Village of Oregon, Wisconsin, and we're here to talk about all the summer events that are going to be coming your way very soon. So welcome back to the show, Liane. It's always nice to have you on here.
Thank you.
So we're excited to really kind of get in the nitty-gritty of all these events that are coming our way, and you've been a big part in kind of planning for those events. So I know that you're really hoping to provide some kind of fun and entertainment for all ages. So let's kind of start with, there may be some confusion around these concerts that happen down at Waterman Triangle Park, right? So we have the Sounds of Summer concert series. We also have the Oregon Community Band concert series. So how do we differentiate between those two, and how can you kind of clear that up for our viewers?
Oh, sure. So the Oregon Community Band, they play Tuesday evenings at Waterman Triangle Park. They start June and go through 4th of July.
Okay.
And they're more of your traditional brass band that plays, you know, marches, overtures, and more of your traditional fanfare. Sounds of Summer, we start in mid-July and go through August, Tuesday evenings as well in Waterman Triangle Park, but that's where the similarities end. Sounds of Summer has cover bands that play lots of familiar favorites for all genres.
Okay. So that is, you know, for some people that may be like, hey, is this all the same thing? It's really not. Two different series, but both really worthwhile to go visit and support as well. So if someone is new to the Village and has never attended one of these Sounds of Summer concert series, what should they expect?
Expect a great atmosphere, lots of laid-back vibes. We strive to have it feel like a festival rather than a concert. So if you want to dance, dance. If you want to sit and watch, sit and watch. If you want to socialize, you're welcome to do that as well.
And what kind of pro tips would you offer someone? Is it bring your own lawn chair, blanket, where do you park, just kind of all that kind of information?
Well, all of the above. Blankets, chairs, all are welcome. We do have picnic tables there as well that you're welcome to use. I would say try to get there as close to 5:30 as possible.
Okay.
Although the music doesn't start till 6:30, there's still plenty to do. Parking, with it being downtown, is a bit minimal, so I do encourage walking, biking if you're able to, or be prepared to maybe park at Kaiser and walk a little bit. And third, bring a picnic. We have food trucks there, but also really take advantage of our local restaurants. We have several great ones within walking distance of Waterman Park. And new this year, we're going to have signage so that you can just scan a QR code and it'll take you right to their carry-out menus.
Great, yeah. So get a little carry-out, have a little picnic, enjoy the evening.
Exactly, yes.
That sounds really nice. And don't forget that those little essentials as you bring with you.
Absolutely.
So what kind of lineup are we looking to this summer? Are there any community favorites returning? Any new bands? Or can you preview for us?
Sure. So returning favorites, we kick off with Vehicle 6.
Okay.
We also have Marcy and the Highlights coming back, and we end with Universal Sound.
Okay.
We have a returning favorite of Back 40. They took a bit of a sabbatical, but now they are back.
Okay.
And then we have a new band called 10-Speed Legend that has a phenomenal local following. So we're really excited to have them.
So let's kind of go rewind a little bit. So you said the first one was Vehicle 6. And what kind of genre is that?
So they do a lot of classic rock, and then they throw in some Elvis along with some Led Zeppelin. Again, just some familiar favorites that no matter how old you are, you will enjoy.
And then you mentioned Marcy and the Highlights, right?
Oh, yes.
One of my favorites. I know
Me
Marcy
too,
really well.
yes.
So yeah, she's great. A lot of fun. Sing-along, dance vibes for sure. Just a lot of standard covers.
Yes. For sure.
High energy.
She's so interactive.
Yeah,
I love it.
And then the next one you said was the
Universal Sound with OCA's very own Dan Sutter.
Okay.
So that man, he puts on a great show. He's a great singer, and we always end with them because they bring the house down. They're fabulous.
And again, genre-wise, is that singer-songwriter stuff? Is it or everything?
It's a little bit of everything. And they even take requests. I've given them the most oddball requests, and they beat them out like they've done it all the time.
Right?
They're great.
And then you said Back 40 after a hiatus,
Correct,
right? And what kind of genre is that?
So that, I've only seen them perform at Summerfest, but it's more of like a classic rock, and then again, just like more standards. Sure. And then they throw some country in there as well.
And then there was one more, you said, correct?
So 10-Speed Legend. So they do a lot of like 90s alternatives mixed in with some oldies, mixed in with some hits of today. But it's all, you know, there's no profanity, no crude lyrics. So you can come with your parents, you can bring your children and have a great time.
Well, the late 90s were my era. I graduated class of 99, so that'll be a great one for me to kind of attend as well. So we know that you know, summer is a time that can be often really hot and busy. So how do you plan these events and kind of navigate with these factors and these challenges?
So last year we encountered a couple of very humid evenings. In fact, there was even a humidity alert. But honestly, when you're at Waterman, you're under the trees, so you're shaded. And there always happens to be the most perfect breeze flowing through. It's like I planned it, but I truly didn't. Another thing too is, you know, yes, there's lots of sports, lots of activities. If you're driving by and we're still having fun, pop on by. There's no, you know, it starts at 6:30, you can't come past 6:30. That's not the case. Come by, have dinner before you go home. It's a great, relaxing way to end the night. And then also, crowds. If you're not a big crowd person, that's totally fine. You don't necessarily have to be in the park in the thick of things. There's tons of great patios. The wine reserve is open to you hanging out there and listening. You can even go across the street and just listen and soak it all up.
Yeah, that's great. So it sounds like a really fun opportunity to really get downtown and to enjoy all that Oregon has to offer. I love that you're going to be partnering with these local restaurants to get their menus up and on the phone real easily. That'll be a nice game changer, I think, for a lot of folks.
Thank you.
For those folks at home, you don't feel like cooking, just go downtown, order pizza from Pizza Pit, and that'll be perfect, right?
Right.
So how does someone now kind of stay connected with these events? What's the best way to get this up-to-date information, especially if there happens to be severe weather or something that would cancel one of these shows?
Yep, social media is your best bet. You can either follow the Village of Oregon on Facebook. I post updates there all the time, as well as Instagram. We are at Oregon WI Events, all one line.
All right, on the gram now these days too. Really getting
yes, I
hip
know.
and cool here in Oregon. Well, that's great. Well, I think you've planned what sounds to be a wonderful summer event, and like we just wanted to make sure everyone knows that it is family friendly. These bands will be good, clean, fun.
Absolutely.
You know, I think this is the time of year where folks, if you keep a couple of chairs in your trunk, a blanket or two, you never know when you're going to need to pull them out 100%. And use them. So if you're driving by someday and you see that going on, definitely stop. I know I will.
Absolutely.
And I have enjoyed those in the past. So again, Liane, thanks for all you do for the Village. And thanks for being a repeat guest on the show and kind of previewing for us what we can expect this summer at Waterman Triangle Park.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Well, that's all the time we have for Let's Talk Oregon today. We hope that you're having a great start to your summer, and we'll see you back here in July. See you next time.